Right. All right, everybody. We're here with Sally once again from Georgia State Volleyball. The team is finally into conference play, but you wrapped up your non-conference activities with the loss at Clemson on September 15th. You were into first and third sets. You dropped the first set 25-22, and the third one, you're at 25-23. So you were right in both of those sets. But overall impressions of that match and what you can take from it as you get towards conference play.
We played very well against Clemson. We matched up well from them from an athletic standpoint, from a team standpoint. Really, it's finding our kills a little sooner. So they had more kills than us, and that really set the pace, or the difference, made the difference at the end of the sets. And in set two, we were actually tied at 16-16 and got stuck on a rotation. And so we were right there. We couldn't get out of a rotation. And partially it's playing a 6-2 and managing subs and working on point scoring, because when you're in a 6-2, you have to really watch your sub use. And we were siding out at a very high clip with them, and we were getting close to our sub max, even at 16-16. So this week we really focused on finding our points and looking at more scenarios when we lose or when we've used all of our subs, and who needs to be in the game in those crunch time situations. And so it's kind of the next steps of the game when you're running a 6-2. But I was really excited with our play. I think we had some really great high level moments, and then we had some lower moments that kind of hurt us and we weren't able to dig out of it. But in the long run, as we are looking at this pre-conference schedule, we wanted to work on our serve and pass game and point scoring, finding our kills. And I think that we're really moving in the right direction.
Yeah, is that your overall takeaway from the non-conference slate? You mentioned also you wanted to, I guess that you wanted to work on a lot of things, but I guess not a lot. You want to limit your errors and work on, you said, the pass and receive. Were you able to accomplish that in this non-conference slate, kind of these check mark aspects or things you wanted to get better at?
Yes, I mean, some of the big benchmarks that we're hitting are in two of the sets versus Clemson. We only had 3 hitting errors, and that is quite an improvement for where we are from the beginning of our non-conference. And so that right there shows the growth of our hitters and putting the ball in smart places when we're not in a good body position. So a growth as far as IQ and maturity from a hitter perspective. And then, we're looking at small things now, not big changes, but small changes that can get us those W's. So finding our kills at the end of sets. That's been a big one. So in Clemson, we actually did pretty well in the 20-point mark when we got there. But it was the 15 to the 20-point mark that we had some difficulties with one of their servers, and really finding and problem solving your way out of a rotation. And that's kind of what our focus has been this week. We have a very short week, but that's been our focus.
And the play of senior setter Truth Hafey has been a positive for you. What about her contributions to the team and being in that setter rotation that you've had with some other players?
Every day we get Truth's best, and that's so huge. She has a great growth mentality. She is constantly working to help her team perform at a high level. She's growing her game from the service line, from a defense position. She brings it every day. And so for us, her being consistent is the biggest growth for our team.
Yeah, and you go into conference play this weekend. You go to Louisiana and face Monroe and Louisiana Lafayette. What about those teams? And I was doing my research on them, and it's tough because there's not too many comparable opponents. They tend to play teams on their side of the country. And so the win losses, you can't really take too much from that. What about you just overall with their team scouting these opponents? And I don't think you even played them last year until you got the conference tournament because of the pandemic. So these are some unfamiliar opponents for you, at least over the past year or so.
Yes, very good research by you. And You're exactly correct. We're coming into conference play, and Monroe has played an unbelievable number of matches. So they're averaging about 4 matches a week, where for us, that's a lot for our players, our bodies, all those things. So Monroe has played a ton of people in their lineups. So we have 4 people as potential outsides for them, 3 people as potential middles for them. So lots of different things, lineups that they were testing and trying out, where Lafayette is a pretty seasoned team. They bring back a good core of players, and they have a really nice system, and they play good volleyball, and they play at a fast tempo so they can catch a team off guard just because of their speed. And so there's a lot of differences with the 3 of us. So, us in Monroe and us in Lafayette. And I think that this is a really good way to start conference schedule.
All right, Sally, we appreciate the time. I know you got to get to it, but appreciate it. And safe travels to Louisiana.
Thank you so much.